Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast. Please subscribe to our channel.
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. There's all dog around this mug. I'm good.
What's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, Timothy J. Jones. And yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. Let me adjust this just a tad bit. I really do appreciate everyone's time. As you all know, well, some of you know, that the State of the Saints podcast is powered by BETUS. Sign up today, get up to 150% on your first deposit and up to 125% on your second and third deposit, up to $2,000. Download the BETUS app and also go to the website, and you can use that promo code YouTube150. That's YouTube150. On this edition, Who Dat Nation, we're going to be talking a little bit about a guy who should be fired, but as of right now, he is the head coach of the New Orleans Saints, Dennis Allen. And Dennis Allen upholding to his media obligation, talking to WWL like he does every single week, making up a bunch of excuses that nobody wants to hear and coming out of a mouth that nobody wants to hear it from. But he did what he needed to do. And of course, we're going to be breaking down some of the things that kind of stood out from that interview. And I encourage everybody to check it out. It's a 20-minute interview on WWL's YouTube channel. Shouts out to the fine folks at WWL doing good work out there, you know, and also Bobby Hebert, like him or not, he's asking the tough questions that a lot of us in the Who Dat Nation want to know. And we're going to get into that. But I do want to acknowledge all those that are in the comments right now, those that are watching at home, at work, wherever you are, wherever you may be. I really do appreciate it. I also want to give a special shout out to everyone who came over to the NFC South Roundtable. We broke it down week 8, talked about the games of the respective teams in the division. So if you haven't checked it out, please do so. Subscribe to the NFC South Roundtable channel that is available on YouTube. And also you can check out the NFC South Roundtable on Spotify as well. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. It is Comedy Hour here on the State of the Saints podcast. And coming to the stage is a guy who needs absolutely no introduction, a guy that has had us in stitches for 2.5 seasons, but unfortunately is a joke that has been running on for I don't know how long, at least 6 weeks. That is head coach Dennis Allen. And Dennis Allen spoke to WWL, like I mentioned, and he talked about a few things. Now, once again, go back and watch the 20-minute interview. I'm not going to play the entire thing. That's their channel. That's their stuff. And, as well, check it out. Check it out. But I did pull out 2 clips from WWL that I want to discuss here on the State of the Saints podcast. And it was 2 topics that were brought up by Bobby Hebert. The first topic was the Saints been on this 6-game losing streak. Now, we know how this makes us feel, right? We don't feel good watching our favorite team, the New Orleans Saints, fumble all over themselves for 6 consecutive weeks, especially how they started the season. I mean, putting up 40 points in consecutive games. Everybody thought that this season was going to be a little bit different, But the more things change, the more they stay the same. Now, losing 6 straight games, something that you haven't done since the whole entire city was underwater, you would think that, Olympus is falling here. I mean, there's a state of panic. There's some things that we need to work on, but not the Saints organization, because Dennis Allen doesn't think like us, ladies and gentlemen. Who that nation? Dennis Allen and the Saints organization do not think like us. They not like us. And if you don't believe me, check this out.
I think you got to focus on the things that keep you from winning and accentuate the positive things and get better at those things, and then improve the things you're not doing as well. I don't think we look at things the same way that maybe people outside our building do. In terms of this, Bobby, I think we're not focused on looking in the rearview mirror at what happened in the past. We're really focused on what are the things we can control, what are the things we can change. And that starts this week with going to Carolina and getting a win.
This team is on a 6-game losing streak. This is the first time in nearly 20 years this team has been on a 6-game losing streak. And this dude, gets on the phone and tells us that this organization doesn't think like everybody else. They look at things differently, right? They don't focus on the past. They focus on the future. A wise man once told me, those that forget their past are doomed to repeat it. So by you forgetting your past, that is setting you up for even more failure in the future. You know why Dennis Allen doesn't want to think about the past? Because everything in his past involves losing. Because he's a loser as a head coach. He can't win. He cannot win a big game. He cannot win games that matter. And they gearing up for the toilet bowl, as I like to call it, against a 1-7 Carolina Panthers team that said Cancun on 3 when the first kickoff happened in week 1. And they're going to go out there and they're going to bring back Derek Carr, and they'll probably put up some points, and he'll probably have everybody, in the building believing that everything's just going to be all right. It is unbelievable how delusional this organization is. It is unbelievable how this organization just doesn't live in the same atmosphere as we do. There's not a soul outside of individuals on Airline Drive who believe that this team is trending in the right direction. Dennis Allen is a joke. I just finished doing the NFC South Roundtable. If you're checking this out on a Tuesday night, everybody that represents their respected team knows that as long as Dennis Allen is the head coach of the New Orleans Saints, they ain't winning jack. I'm going to say that again. Everybody that roots for teams in the NFC South know as long as the Saints have Dennis Allen, they ain't winning jack. And they want Dennis Allen to be here. And they're lobbying for him to be here. You know why? Because he is a loser. And he has this team looking like losers. And I just don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. You know, I can understand a team struggling. Let's take the Carolina Panthers, for example. They're a struggling franchise right now. But if you watch their games, at least they're trying to fight. At least they're trying to score. At least they're trying to get a stop. Looking at this New Orleans Saints team under Dennis Allen, guys who have made play after play throughout the years look like mere shells of themselves. The old Eddie King at the airport, looking at him, taking off the trench coat, got the bedazzle outfit on. Nights like this, I wish that raindrops would fall. Looking sad on the football field. And it's all because of this dude. And it's unbelievable, once again, how this organization refuses to see the forest through the trees. And you know, the crazy thing about all this is they think we tripping. They think we tripping. They on a 6-game losing streak, and they getting upset at us because we're mad that they're on a 6-game losing streak. You got people that's up here going to war with Saints fans. Man, y'all don't believe in the team. What the hell is there to believe in? Somebody explain that to me. Some of y'all sound delusional. And one of the main reasons why they can keep on running this nonsense back, because y'all just basically, I'm not talking to everybody, get in where you fit in. You take anything this organization throws at you, you're okay with. I've been a Saints fan since 82. And I ain't give up on them then. And by God, I ain't giving up on them now. Miss me with that nonsense, man. Once again, I can buy into a team that is trying to do their best, that is trying to do everything that they can to win football games. But this organization is not doing that. Because if they did, if they were trying to win, if they were trying to be competitive, they would look at the 6 weeks. And we talking about Derek Carr. The last time we seen Derek Carr on the football field, ladies and gentlemen, the Saints mustered up a whopping 13 points. But once again, any excuse that they can come up with, to try to make us believe that what we're seeing is not actually the product, even though for 2.5 years, we have seen Dennis Allen win and lose the same exact way. Go up against coaches that know what the heck they're doing, loss. Go up against a team with a winning record, loss. Go up against low-hanging fruit, grandstanding. It is the same old song and dance. This man went on AM radio and told the entire city of New Orleans that we don't think like other people think. Maybe that's the problem. You ever thought about that? Like, everybody's telling us that the Saints don't operate this way. The Saints don't operate that way. That's just not the way they do things. You ever just thought to yourself, if you are doing things the same exact way and you're not getting the results that you want, maybe, just maybe, you need to change it up a little bit? I'm just saying, if you keep on getting the same results over and over again, wouldn't that make you feel like you need to change something up? This is unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, it is unbelievable. I'm floored at the arrogance and the stubbornness of this football team. It's unbelievable. Like, it is unbelievable. Things that don't work, and they've shown us year after year that they ain't working. The draft process, you whiffing on draft picks. Head coach looked like, straight doo-doo. And we're the ones tripping. This is insane. It is absolutely insane that we're at this point. All you can do is laugh because this is an absolute joke. There's no way on God's green earth, if Mickey Loomis didn't have some type of higher position than just being a general manager, he would still have a job. No way. We don't operate like other organizations. Winning organizations, bro, you ain't win. Bro, you ain't winning a minute. Y'all ain't been doing. Drew Brees been gone for a minute. Drew Brees is about to be eligible to go to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You still like, and the hypocrisy of this, the hypocrisy. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. This man said that they don't look in the review, right? That's what he said. He said they don't look in the review, right? If this team focuses on the future and don't look at the review, riddle me this. Why is it that every time they go through certain hardships, what do? They bring up what? The past. They bring up the Super Bowl. They bring up hiring Sean Payton. They bring up Drew Brees. They bring up the 2017 draft class. They bring up all these things, right? That talks about the past. But all of a sudden, when you're losing and looking bad and everybody is calling for your coach to be fired, we're looking towards the future. We ain't looking behind us. But they use the past to validate what is going on right now, and we're supposed to take their word for it. Miss me with the nonsense. Miss me with the double talk, and you for damn sure can miss me with the gaslighting. You got to be out your freaking mind. I was born that night, not last night. This man said we need to look towards the future. We ain't looking towards the past. But if you get on the radio and talk about some of the defenses that he had in the past and how this defense looks now, he's going to say, look at my what? Track record. He wasn't done. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, could be the nail in the coffin for Dennis Allen. Some people might think that I'm blowing this way out of proportion, but I'm gonna get to that point in just a second. The question was asked to head coach Dennis Allen. Well, it was more of a statement by Bobby Bear. Bobby, he said this on Sunday after the game. He said that the Saints don't have any great players, like great young players. Where are the great players? Where they at, though? Where they at? I'm searching high and low. Where they at? I don't see them. So he asked head coach Dennis Allen about that, right? Do you have any great young players, or do you just have some good players?
Yeah, look, I think we have some good young players. I don't know that we have any great young players, or at least we're not in that position yet. I think we've still got some young guys that, are developing that we hope can continue to get better and improve. But yeah, I think that's a valid question and a fair question. And I think you can win a lot of games with a lot of good players. You don't have to have a ton of what people might consider a great players. You need tough, smart, competitive football players that play the game, the right way. And I do think we have some of those guys, and then some of these other young guys, like rookies and second-year players, we're finding out about.
Let me let y'all in on something. Let me let y'all know something, all right? If you are in a position of management, if you're in a position where you can tell people what to do, you give them tasks, you give them things that they need to work on and build on, right? That's your job, right? Before I was doing this broadcasting thing, I was a store manager. And I like to think that I was a pretty damn good one. And you know why? Because regardless of anybody's shortcomings or anybody's, lack of ability, I never held it against them. I've always encouraged them. I always motivated them. And I never said to them, you ain't good enough. Now, some people might say that I'm reaching, but hear me out. As a manager, regardless of how you may feel, you can come to work with your little name badge on that says manager or your nice little suit that says executive, etc., etc. But you have to understand, if the people below you don't perform well, guess what? That's a reflection on you. When I used to get those visits from district managers, they ain't go to the people that was working underneath me. They blamed me for everything. They blame me for it. So all I'm saying is, if you are in management, you have people that work under you. You might want to keep their energy high, especially if you need them to perform well in order for you to look like you know what the hell you're doing. I say that to say this. Why in the world would you say on local radio in front of an entire city, they can hear you? Don't you know they can hear you? Say that you have good players, not great ones. Now imagine how that makes you feel if you're out there giving it your all and knowing for a fact that your offense is slow. The play calling has been slow. The defense has been slow. And the strategies to win football games have failed on 6 consecutive occasions. And your coach has the audacity to go on local radio and say, you ain't great. Even if that is the case, it's the truth. Like they being honest, but at the same time, seriously, Bobby Abel can say that. I can say that. You can say it. But you have to go into the locker room and look them dudes in the eye and tell them that you don't see greatness in it. You don't see greatness in them. Meanwhile, Olympus is falling. Your job is on the line. I mean, seat as hot as Hades. And you go on WWL radio and say some nonsense like this. But this is my fear, Who That Nation. Now I got to ask the question. Why? Why? Or how? How could he go on the radio and say some stuff like that? Why would he go on the radio and say some stuff like that on a 6-game losing streak? When you want to build up your players, encourage them. Yeah, man, I don't know, Bobby. I see some greatness in these players out here. I think we got some great young players out here. I mean, they on the cusp. Something. But for you to sit up here and concede, that's like me. Like, man, this is my homeboy over here, right? Man, my homeboy, man. We've been chilling, man. This is my boy, man. We've been down for years, this, that, and the third. Then some rando come over there. Hey, bro, man. Hey, man, what's up with your mans right there, man? Hey, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Dude ain't legit, man. I promise you, man. This dude ain't it. And I just show up there co-signing. Yeah, bro, for real, man. Yeah, man. Like, man, you ain't lying, bro. Like, what? This your homie right here, right? This your guy. You probably, roll to the spot with him. But you over here on the other side because this other dude that you barely even know up here saying some things about your friend, and you up here co-signing for it. You don't even know cat like this. These are the guys that you're going to war with. Bobby Abel is, at this point, a radio personality. He doesn't have to go into the locker room, but you do. And those players can hear you. So imagine how that makes you feel. And also, once again, you need those players to perform in order for you to keep your job. If it was me, and we on this 6-game losing streak, I'm looking at this dude completely different. I'm looking at him. I'm raising an eyebrow or two. And you also have to add to the fact that when we look at these press conferences from guys like Alvin Kamara, when they ask them questions pertaining to Dennis Allen, he kind of deflects. Even though we know that Alvin Kamara is the epitome of transparency, but he don't want to touch that subject. Y'all put two and two together. Y'all put two and two together. There is no way in the world I'm looking at this dude the same way. Because someone would say, I probably would be great if I had better coaching. People will probably see my greatness if you put me in a position to succeed. Answer this question for me, Who Dat Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 2.5 seasons, look around the landscape of the team. Look around the landscape of the team. Young players coming in. Who on this team came through the door, was good and became great? What player was average and became good? Somebody answer that question for me. What player have you seen in a Saints uniform under head coach Dennis Allen, under his watch, that has developed into a player where we just like, man, this dude started right here and now he up here? Somebody please help me. Who? If they were good, they remain the same. They remain the same. They're the same. They're on the same wavelength. If you struggle with contested catches when you got here, you struggle with contested catches. You struggle with them now to this day. If you couldn't really run the route tree, you can't run the route tree today. Nobody has gotten better. Who has gotten better on this football team? Who has got, like, I said this on the last episode. If the Saints were to have a fire sale, I would miss some of these players, but if they were to trade them, do I feel like they couldn't find somebody better than them in a lot of these departments? Abso-freaking-lutely. And I honestly do not feel like these guys really care that much for Dennis Allen. I don't. I just don't. I ain't seen a player. Like, I haven't seen the player. I haven't seen the player. Jonathan says Adebo. I like Paulson Adebo a lot, but he hasn't developed as a player. Allow me to elaborate. His rookie season, the Saints were playing against the Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan throws a pass down the right sideline to Cordell Patterson. Flag on the freaking play. Pass interference, number 29 defense. Paulson Adebo in his rookie season picked off Aaron Rodgers. That was his first interception of his career. He's always been a ball hawk, and he's always been handsy. Tampa Bay game versus Tom Brady. Y'all remember that game? Pass interference, number 29 defense. Paulson Adebo has always had really good ball skills. Pause. But he's always been handsy, and he has always been that guy in crucial situations, get those pass interference penalties. Now, with better coaching, who can coach it out of him, would we be having this conversation about Paulson Adebo? But we've had these same conversations throughout his entire time he's been with the Saints. He has been feast or famine since he stepped through the door. So somebody please help me. Help me, please. Help me, please. Help me find a guy that has gotten better under head coach Dennis Allen. Who? I just want to know. I just want to know. Somebody please find one person One person. Brian Brzee was a good pass rusher at Clemson, struggled in run defense. Played for the Saints going to his second year. Really good at pass rushing, up the middle, a liability in run defense. I'm just saying, who has gotten better? Who's gotten better? What young player has gotten better under Dennis Allen's watch? I'll leave it at that. Let me read some of these comments. You can't win, you can't even, and you can't get out of the game. People keep saying things are going to change, but they looking like they staying the same. That's from the Wiz. Shouts out to Jerry on that. That's the Wiz, man. You can't win. Dun, 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 dun. You can't break even and you can't get out of the game. Dun, dun, dun. People keep saying things will never change, but they really only stay the same. You can't win. Let's see. What's wrong with this guy, DA, talking down on his players? He got to go ASAP. I'm telling you, man. They go too much going on, bro. I wouldn't have touched that. If they're not great, this is what you put together, coach. I mean, look, everybody can't be great. I get it. Everybody can't be great. There's going to be guys out there with a lot of hustle, and it's going to be mixed in with a couple great players, right? I mean, that's just the way that it goes. But, man, when you're trying to develop young players' confidence in their ability to be able to make plays, and you sitting up here talking about, I don't know about him, bro, come on. Man, Dennis Allen, like, I don't know who his PR person is. I don't know if he needs to work with a PR person, but, man, he protests too much. And what he protests has been his detriment. Like, bruh, it's easy just to deflect, man. Just keep it moving, man. Like, give the PC answer. It's okay. It may sound like some nonsense, but at least people ain't out here just breaking it down and dissecting it. And man, to me, that's what Bill Belichick needs to be saying. Bill Belichick, Andy Reid, like, man, come on, man. Like a coach that won something. I can see them sitting up there, man. We got some good players, not great. Okay, I can understand that because those players, like, man, well, they know what they're talking about because he won 6 Super Bowls if you're Belichick. He won 4 Super Bowls if you're Andy Reid. Who are you? I mean, you're about a game away from having a classifying in your hand, and you up there telling me I'm not great, or I ain't, like, come on, bro. You ain't great either. Like, you ain't great. What are you great at? Punting on 4th and 1? Being in a fetal position, playing cowardly football. I mean, you great at that. Beating up on bottom feeding teams and trying to grandstand, talking about you're going to have a bid after a 9-8 season, missing the playoffs. You great at that. Mr. Moral Victory himself, Dennis Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, got a question. My greatness, man, please. Where's yours? That's my question. DA always throws his players under the bus. DA has been a snake. Even the ex-GM from the Raiders exposed him. Man gonna do everything he can to survive. But he got the right GM. I don't know what's up with Mickey Loomis. I really don't know. But I guarantee you wouldn't be moving like that if you just had the title of GM. As a matter of fact, you'll probably be moving out your office because you probably would have been gone. TJ, I know why Dennis Allen said that on the radio. That's the excuse he's going to give his future employer. He's going to say Loomis never drafted him great players. Well, look, I don't think what he's doing right now as a head coach is going to affect him getting a job as a defensive coordinator. I said that. Some guys are just good coordinators. Some guys just thrive in that area. Some guys can't be leaders of men. You know, one thing I said this on X, but for those that don't really be on social media like that, I'll say it again for those that, you know, didn't see that. I never seen Dennis Allen really ingratiate himself into the community ever. Like I know there's only one time I ever seen like Dennis Allen like ingratiating himself in the community, and that's like right after he got hired. They went to the Pelicans game, and that's probably the last time Saints fans ever gave him a standing ovation, a clap for anything that he actually did. But this is a guy like he doesn't galvanize the fan base. You know, like sometimes like during those press conferences when Sean Payton like, man, what do you think about the dome atmosphere today? I thought it was good. I heard it louder before. You know, I think they can get louder than that. Challenging the fan base. You see them out there like, you know, going to the club and banging on drums and, you know, like being out there, like challenging the fan base. You see them like going to war, like giving the referees a little something. Giving fans like ready to jump out the crowd, like, yeah, we got you, Sean. Man, you our guy, man. We got your back, man. None of that. None of that with Dennis Allen. Just over there. Like, come on, dude. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? Like, nothing. There's nothing about this guy. Nothing that you could actually rally around. Man, if you came through with some fires, some energy or something, like, man, look, we on this 6-game losing streak right now. Look, I understand the frustrations of the fans. Have y'all heard that? Honestly, have you heard anything like that whatsoever? I've heard in losses, Sean Payton go to the podium and say, I want to apologize to our fans for that type of performance. This man don't have an apology bone in his body. There's nothing about him that makes you root for him at all. This is probably one of the most simple decisions that Saints fans can make because there is no saving grace for this guy. I never seen anybody say, I like Dennis Allen. I seen Dennis Allen do this. Nothing. Man, we got your back. I never heard this statement on this show, on X, when I opened up the phone lines. I never heard this statement. We got your back, Dennis. I never heard it. I never heard it. There is nothing about this guy that just makes you like, man, Dennis is our guy. At any time throughout his coaching tenure. I could be wrong. I could be way out left field, but I honestly don't feel like Dennis Allen likes the fan base. I don't. I think he looks at it, man, I got a job to do. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm serious. I get it. I get it. People booing you. They want you fired. Like, I get all that, but and anytime, even when things weren't, you know, as angry and frustrated and everybody was just up in arms, like, there was never a time where I just feel like he looked at the fans and valued them. He doesn't even talk about them unless a question is brought up about it. Yeah, I can understand the frustration of the fans. I do. Do you? Because you never bring them up. I never hear you talk about them. And I never hear you hold yourself accountable. It's always the coach, the players, and I got to hold myself accountable. Leave them players out of it. Leave the coaches out of it. It starts with you, bruh. Bruh. It starts with you. No, don't talk, man. Lady, if we look, there's everybody understand the code of the streets. If we get caught, you know, if you get caught, he ain't snitching on nobody else, man. Y'all know the code of the streets. If we committed this crime together, guess what? I got caught. I did it. That's my bid. I ain't out here snitching on this dude, snitching on that. Y'all know the code of the streets, and especially the code of the National Football League. If you are in a position of leadership, it starts with you. But that's something that we've grown accustomed to because we could see Drew Brees go for 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, and have a 75% completion percentage. And one of those young, inexperienced wide receivers dropped the football that cost the Saints the game, and he up in there talking about it starts with me. Which sounds ridiculous, but that just shows you the leadership qualities of Drew Brees. There's nothing about this dude. Like, seriously, there is absolutely nothing about Dennis Allen that you can rally behind. Nothing. That man has never ingratiated himself into the community. I ain't never seen it. Mickey going to move the team before he hears the fans and listens. Well, I don't think that's going to happen. Because I think there's something that I think it may be something in that will that says that they can't move the team. DA is a coward and a pathetic coach. He should hand in his resignation now. Corey, he gotta have something on Mickey to survive this long. I just think that he likes him. It's that buddy system. Oh, that's my buddy. That's my pal. Birdman needs to buy our team. You heard me? DA too busy and walking in front of him. Man, let's see. Yep. DA put Rattler out there with no chance when Hayner at least take what D give him was our better option once Carr went down. Yeah, man, they definitely put Spencer Rattler out there out of spite. I don't even say out of spite. I think they did that. They did that to be petty towards the fan base because last year we all know people were clamoring for Jameis Winston, and I don't care what anybody says. It's amazing to me that Derek Carr last season had a broken rib, had 2 concussions, never missed a game. Think about this, folks. He never missed a game, even though he should have missed a game. Having 2 concussions and a broken rib, he still was out there playing. Not playing up to the best of his ability, but was out there. This season, oh man, I'm sitting back. I'm like 4 flats on a Cadillac right now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going nowhere. I'm chilling. Let these young guys go out there that I know that I'm better than right now. And I know for a chance that people are going to be like, man, we want Derek. We want Derek. You weren't doing that last year. I guarantee you. And you know why? Because they knew if Jameis Winston would have came up in there and provided a spark, you had Chris Olave looking alive. You had Rashid Shaheed looking alive. You had AK out there making plays. I guarantee you they wouldn't have liked that. But they knew these dudes. They knew Rattler and they knew Hayner were not a threat. Not a threat. And they was willing to give the masses Rattler because they knew he wasn't ready to play. But we going to show y'all petty. I guarantee you. We want Jameis. Well, all right, we're going to give them Jameis. I guarantee you they weren't going to do that because they knew for a fact if Jameis Winston would have went out there and performed well, then they wouldn't have been able to justify sitting Jameis Winston if the Saints were winning football games. If Jameis Winston was putting up big numbers, if the offense was looking better than it did under Derek Carr, under center, if it would have looked better, with Jameis Winston under center than it did with Derek Carr, they wouldn't have been able to justify Derek Carr coming back. That's the reason why he was fighting through the injuries. And that's the reason why. Oh, it's amazing to me. Derek wanted to play with the injury after a certain amount of weeks. No, Derek, come on, sit down, have a seat. We got to save you from yourself. Why you ain't save him from himself with a broken rib and 2 concussions? Because they knew that Spencer Rattler, at this stage of his career, wasn't able to live up to the hype. And it was they was glad to oblige the fans in this regard because we know he's not going to be good enough to compete with Derek, and people will want Derek even more. That's what this was all about. Jake Haener should have been playing in those games. You know why I know? Because the Saints should have known. If you didn't know that, then you're a freaking moron and you definitely need to be fired. You watch this dude at practice, you see this dude getting in and out of the huddle, you see his imperfections, and you look at Jake Haener. And we all knew, we talked about this. There was a game in preseason where Jake Haener looked better than Spencer Rattler. There was a game where Rattler looked better than Jake Haener. And the third game was pretty much a wash. If that was the way that you were evaluating, on top of the fact of watching these guys, do things behind the scenes, why in God's name would you not allow Jake Haener to go first over Spencer Rattler? So once again, this is my biggest issue. It's not about winning. It is not about winning. Like this, it is not about winning. It's about wanting to be right on every avenue, on every street. Right about Derek Carr. Right about Dennis Allen. That's what this is about. Dennis Allen is a beta week team head coach, TJ. D.A. irons his clothes and lays it down on the bed before the game. Winston is better than Carr. Losing with no hope. Yeah. No hope in sight sucks. 100%. DA is TCJ total complete jerk. I hope we lose Sunday. Man. You speaking facts. Hey, bro. You can deny it all you want to. See, we live in this world today. If a person don't get behind a microphone and say it doesn't exist. But you ain't gonna lie to me. Like your actions can show me everything that I need to know about you. And some people, we buy into this. Oh, they didn't say that. They didn't say it. You don't have to. You don't have to, man. You can actually read the body language and see what is going on right in front of your face, ladies and gentlemen. You can. This man was willing to crawl out of bed. I guarantee you, if you got broken ribs, anybody ever had a broken rib, it is not pleasant. It is not pleasant. This man is crawling out of bed to play quarterback. And y'all know and the thing about it is, it was one of the most selfish situations. It was one of the most selfish decisions I ever seen between both parties. Number one, from Derek Carr, because you know that you wasn't healthy enough to give this team the best chance to win. And the Saints, for willing to put him out there and knowing that he's not going to play at his best and having him going up against NFL caliber players. NFL players. I don't care how trash the team is. You're going up against NFL talent. And you're willing to allow this guy to go out there and try to play the quarterback position with ailments instead of going with a healthy guy that you've seen has won football games and can throw the ball and put your team in a position to win football games. The more I look at this team, the more I dissect it, the more I feel like it's not about winning, it's about being right. And if we can win on top of that, then it's a plus. But it's about being right now. I want to be right about Dennis Allen. I want to be right about Derek Carr. I want to be right about the contractual process. I want to be right about these draft picks. Keep doing what you do. That's not just a statement that Dennis Allen made after a pick six from Andy Dalton to start the second half against Arizona. That's a lifestyle for the New Orleans Saints. Keep doing what you're doing. I mean, keep plowing. That's what it is. We'll worry about the results later. Oh, my bad. We got to look beyond those. Does anyone see another win anytime soon? I guess you can say Sunday would be their best chance, but we'll see. Dennis Allen is the pettiest man I ever seen. He quick to throw players under the bus and get in his feelings if they feel some way about it. This team has bent over backwards for Dennis Allen. They basically said at the end of the season, they had a meeting, not with the players to tell them, like, man, what y'all think about the season, man? Told them to fall in line and support Dennis Allen. It's Dennis Allen. Give me Dennis Allen or give me death, is what the New Orleans Saints said to their players. Not the guys that's out here giving everything that they have, right? You know, like, it's y'all fault. It's not Dennis' fault. Dennis doing everything that he can. He doing everything he can. This is the second coming of Bill Belichick. This is the second coming of Bill Walsh, ladies and gentlemen. What are you doing? You're squandering the great opportunity of a coach with a 28-52 record. What are you doing? Y'all can be something with this guy. With a .333 average win percentage. Y'all got something special here. Don't y'all understand what I'm trying to do for y'all? I'm giving y'all the worst that we have to offer, but I'm pretending that he the best. What more do I need to give y'all in order for y'all to understand that this is what y'all need for mediocrity? That's what we need. This man went into a locker room with guys that won something and told these boys to buy into somebody that ain't what a damn thing. Bro. Oh, man. My goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you is a 6-time NBA champion, Michael Jordan. But Michael, I need you to listen to me now. I want you to fall in line with these Charlotte Hornets. That's what I need you to do. I need you to fall in line with the Charlotte Hornets. Yeah, you own a team, but I need you to fall in line. I know you won 6 championships and they ain't never won a damn thing, but I want you to fall in line, Mike. I need you to fall in line. That's what I need you to do. Somebody to help me make that make sense. You got guys that went to the wild card, divisional, NFC championship, Super Bowl in some cases, guys coming to the team. And you're saying it's rather fall in line for a guy with a losing record as a head coach, ain't never won nothing as a head coach. But this is the guy that y'all need to support. And if you don't, then you can get up out of here. My goodness. My goodness. Find you somebody that loves you like Mickey Loomis loved Dennis Allen. If you ain't got that Mickey Loomis type of love, ladies and gentlemen, you ain't got no love, man. I'm telling you, you don't have it. If you have a conversation with your significant other, baby, how can I love you? You know what? I need you to love me. I want that Mickey Loomis love. That's what I want. I want you to love me like Mickey loves Dennis. If you don't love me like that, then guess what? I need you to fall. I need you to buy in. I need you to buy in. I need that Mickey Loomis type of love. That's what you need, boy. If you ain't got that, then you ain't got nothing right there. Sometimes you got to pop out and keep losing. Sometimes you got to pop out and keep losing. My goodness, man. Long time. Yeah, man. You ain't got that. You ain't got no real love. Make a love. I'm searching for that Mickey love. Man, need to search for that Mickey love, man. Dennis got some something on Mickey that he can't fire him. I don't know what he got. I don't know what he got, man. I don't know what he got, but Dennis is best welcome back in the city. He never embraced the community either. Yeah, I mean, I just never seen it. Like, I ain't trying to like pick on him in that regard, but I just never seen him really ingratiate himself in a community or really like, try to establish a relationship with the fans. I think if he did, I think that fans would probably be upset. But if he did some things throughout the time that kind of get you to rally behind him, I think that people wouldn't have these feelings towards him. But apologizing to the Falcons, being passive aggressive on the field, not going for it, punting on 4th and 1. I mean, that kind of stuff right there, man, just make you feel like, man, this dude right here, I don't know about him. I don't know about him. I thought my mom loved me, but Mickey Mouse showed me she does. Yeah, your mama love you, man. I'm pretty sure she do. See, who that shout out to that boy DA, he claims, or who that, but he really rise up. He like that. I don't know, man. I mean, he definitely putting y'all in a position to win football games. I can tell you that. Yeah, making it very easy for y'all to win this division. He's doing his part. He's giving a major contribution to the Atlanta Falcons divisional fund. Trust and believe. Mickey Love, hot new song coming soon. Nah, man, look, bro, they didn't, man, they didn't kill that. Normally, I was making these. No, I'm making these songs to lift the spirits and give people something to laugh about, man. It ain't even funny no more. It ain't even funny, like, seriously. Like, normally I just making a song just to make people laugh and to give people, like, something to kind of, like, okay, man, it's funny, man. We hurting right now, but, man, it ain't worth it, man. Ain't even worth it. Ain't even worth it at the end of the day. Gotta keep laughing from stop crying, man. We cooked like a fried turkey. Yeah, man, with no seasoning. And that ain't nothing worse than a fried turkey with no seasoning, man. My goodness. No seasoning. So you just eating dry turkey. I mean, just dry. Nothing. Computer Love remix. Mickey Love. We are family. We don't have all the coaches we need. Definitely don't. Let's see. Okay, misdemeanor. We go and talk on it respectfully week to week. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if you're shooting your shot or y'all just having a My man tried to set something up at the coffee house. I ain't mad at you, man. I'm just joking, man. Y'all, shouts out to everybody in the chat. God, I love timing out Falcon fan. Man, look, Eli, he's a good friend of the show, Jared, man. He's a good friend of the show. He's just joking around. He comes in from time to time, man. Shouts out to Eli. But let's see. And if you ain't doing no work around the house, they just tell him to look past the results. I'm gonna tell my wife that next time she be mad at me. I'm gonna be like, why? Why the trash ain't at the curb? Look, baby, what I need you to do is I need you to look beyond the trash not being at the curb. I know that it's piling up, okay? I know that it's piling up and the backyard is stinking, but guess what? I need you to look past that, okay? What was the reason why I didn't put the trash out? Was it the fact that I just didn't feel like going outside? Or maybe I overslept and I misjudged the time of the trash man? You got to look beyond that, okay? Got to look beyond it. All right, got to look at my track record. What my track record say? Every Thursday, I put the trash out. So, but I'm not thinking about the review. I got to think about the future. And the future is next Thursday when I put that trash out. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I'm saying. You got to look beyond that. Thank you, Mickey. I think I made it. I got my next excuse thanks to Mickey Loomis. TJ, have you ever worked for an employer who said to you, you are looking past the results? Nah, man, I ain't never heard that, because every job that I've been on, been a results driven business. Even the radio station I work for right now, even though it's pretty laid back, we more of an acquired taste and we understand that, right? We play uplifting music with a positive message behind it. Like we don't play music that you'll normally hear on radio stations that talk about certain things that get that blood boiling, right? We got to keep you cool and mellow. So, in the process, people don't really fall into that, right? So, but at the same time, we understand what number that we want to hit. We still want to generate those levels of results. So if one quarter we were right there, we want to remain there or go above it. I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, it's about results. I ain't never been in a business where it hasn't been about results. But I mean, Mickey Loomis, they live in an alternative universe, man. I mean, it is unbelievable. Unbelievable. But it's about that time to mention a sponsor. This show is powered by BETUS. Sign up today. Get up to 150% on your first deposit, 125% on your second and third deposit. Man, shouts out to a good friend of the show, Brian. Man, hit me up on email, told me that he actually bet some money on the Saints and the Chargers game, and he hit. So he did use BETUS, man, and won some money, man. And shouts out to BETUS once again. Second and third deposit up to 125%, sign up bonus up to $2,000. Use the promo code YouTube150 if you download the app or you use the website. Thank you, BETUS. I appreciate it. But back to these comments. JP said, TJ, nothing like that. Okay. I'm just joking with you, JP, man. It's all jokes, man. We're just having a good time here tonight. Or if you're looking at this, we're actually recording this live at night. So if you're watching this during the day, I guess I gotta say, shouts out to the After Show boys.
Shouts out to them After Show boys. Shouts out to them After Show boys. They be tweet and be posting. They be tweet and be posting. They be tweet. Yeah, them After Show boys. They be tweet and be posting. They be tweet and be posting. They be tweet. Yeah, them After Show boys.
Shouts out to all the After Show boys, After Show girls out there. Jared says, I'm entertained. Well, that's all that matters to me. Keep them jokes coming, TJ. We need that. Hey, man. Hey, that's all we got right now. I mean, jokes here on the show. Jokes in the front office. I mean, you can't do nothing but laugh. Barbara says, get beat up then, TJ. Please don't beat me up, Barbara. Please don't beat me up. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Shouts out to Barbara, man. Shouts out to JP, man. We're just having a good time here, man. I mean, like I said, we just got to smile through the pain here. We're going to need Matt Bowers to buy us some billboards. If we lose to the Panthers, this Dennis Allen era is starting to hurt worse than us getting robbed in the playoffs. Man, I got to say this. The Saints ain't making the playoffs. But if they fire Dennis Allen, they're going to feel like they did. My goodness. Two things need to happen here. Two things. Who that nation? Firing Dennis Allen is my NFC championship, and watching the hopes and dreams of Atlanta Falcon fans lose when they make to the playoffs and realize their team ain't what it is. Whoo! That's my Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. That is my Super Bowl. Oh my goodness. If those two things can happen, I need the Falcons to like really instill some hope. I needed to build it up, please. Like just build it up to a point where they just talk so much trash and they so hot on themselves and they win on a winning streak and they got double-digit wins and they like, man, we could beat anybody. And then go into the playoffs. Whew. And get beat to sleep. Oh my goodness. Boy, that's my Super Bowl right there. Firing Dennis Allen is my NFC championship. Watching Atlanta fumble all over themselves and drinking the tears of the Atlanta Falcon faithful. That's my Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. That is my Super Bowl right there. That is my Super Bowl. My goodness. Let them win. Keep on winning. Keep winning. Get that 2 seed. Get the 2 seed. Get the please. That's what I need right there, boy. That's what I need. Whoo. Yes. TJ, we need to start talking Pelicans basketball. At least they get to the playoffs. Yeah, man, they do, man. But honestly, I really don't watch that much basketball. I probably watch it now, man, since I got that NBA package on the TV now. So I might check it out, man. TJ, you've been the best thing happening this season. Well, Black, that means a lot to me, man. I appreciate that. That means more to me than you can ever imagine, my friend. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Like Usher say, that's what I'm here for, man. Kasim saw that before TJ went live, knew it was coming. Matt told Mike, let's meet, come here. I'll come to you at the end of that video. Wow. What are we talking about? I'm sorry, man. I'm kind of lost on there. What happened? Facts. I'm definitely after show boy out here late night truck driving. Shouts out all the truck drivers out there. Blow your horn one time for your boy. Blow the horn one time. That used to be the coolest thing ever, man. Like when you used to be riding in your car with your your people, and you're on the back seat, and you see that truck driver, you go like this, and they blow the horn, man. You thought you did something. But shouts out to all the truck drivers out there, man. Yeah, on that road, rain, sleet, or snow, carrying them goods that we need to use in our everyday life, man. Shouts out to you, man. Stay safe on that road. Facts, TJ, we already knew that. They think we stupid. I hope not. I think that the Saints they have a misunderstanding, a misconception of New Orleans Saints fans. I can tell you that. Like they sadly mistaken. Let's see. I heard they brought Cabote and Jordan Mims back to the practice squad. Yeah, that probably tells you everything you need to know about Kendre Oosh, my hamstring Miller. Probably tell you everything you need to know about him. Good player, man, but I mean, Sean Lee was a good player. Couldn't stay on the field. Give me another player, man. Just couldn't stay healthy, man. I mean, take your pick. I mean, when he's out there, he makes a difference. What's that old saying? He hell when he well, but he's sick all the time. So kind of hard. It's kind of hard to like really rally behind him, man, when you ain't out there. But the Saints kind of brought that on themselves, man. I hate to say it. I like Kendre Miller. I think that he's a good player, but guy was coming off of an ACL tear in college, and you draft him in the 3rd round. You had Tyjae Spears right there in your hand, like right there. Tyjae Spears right there for the taking. Draft Tyjae. Nah, man, we don't want Tyjae Spears. Let's get the dude with the ACL tear and hope that he be healthy by the beginning of the season. Let's hope he be healthy by the beginning of the season. See, this type of stuff I'm talking about here. This is what I'm talking about. Man, right in your backyard. Like, then what, 10, 15-minute drive? And you can watch this man play on Saturday, watching this dude beast it, watching this man go up against a power conference school in UFC in the Cotton Bowl and ball the hell out. And still, let's get the dude with the ACL tear. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? But I will say this, that makes perfect sense. My goodness, it makes perfect sense. We've been looking at this the wrong way the entire time. What did Mickey Loomis say? He looks beyond the results, right? That's what he said, right? So he looked beyond the fact that Tyjae Spears was balling out in college, right? And he looked at what was the reason behind it. I don't know what it was. He must have figured that maybe what he was seeing wasn't actually what he saw. And he looked beyond the ACL tear of Kendre Miller. He looked beyond that. What was the reason? What caused that ACL tear? What kind of game would he would have had against the University of Michigan if he would have stayed in the game? I guess he looked beyond the results. That makes perfect sense. That's the reason, when Trey Hendrickson had 15 and a half sacks in his final year with the New Orleans Saints, we have to look beyond those results right there. Why did he get those 15 and a half sacks? Matt Moscona and Mike T beefing before GTA 6. Yeah, I saw that, man. I'm not going to touch that, though. I like both guys. I ain't got no problem with neither one of them. Cool with both of them. So, shoot, I'm cool with both of them. Sometimes you got to stay out the beef, man. Let's see. Mickey can look beyond my hand if I slap him in the face. What was the reason behind that slap? Let's see. We like to get players that old dreamer, aka boomer, or the discount. Oh man, bruh. Awful evaluation. Awful. But nobody talks about Jeff Ireland, though. Nobody talks about him, though. I mean, he just tiptoed through the tulips. But we need to take a close look at this gentleman, because the scouting, it ain't where it is, man. And look, man, call somebody from the Packers. Call somebody from the Ravens. Like, these are the type of people you want in your front office. Like, no disrespect to Randy Mueller, former general manager of the New Orleans Saints, but what the hell did he do? Like, seriously, like, what? Hold on, let me look this up. I mean, no disrespect to Randy Mueller, but they bringing back, like I said, they bringing back all these guys, and they did nothing. They ain't do nothing. Randy Mueller is an American football executive who is a senior personnel advisor for the New Orleans Saints. Let's see. He was a general manager back in the day. All right. He started off as a general manager from 2000 to 2001. So for 1 year, this man was the general manager of the New Orleans Saints for 1 year. That was in 2000. Let's look at the 2000 NFL draft, right? Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at the New Orleans Saints 2000 NFL draft. Saints 2000 NFL draft picks. Let's see what Randy Mueller has done throughout his career here. I just want to take a look. I just want to see what this dude actually did. He only was the general manager of the Saints for 1 year, spent most of his time in Seattle, which explains a lot, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Mickey Loomis may be from Seattle. All right, so let's take a look. I got it up here. Let me go ahead and put that up on the screen for y'all so y'all can see this joint. All right, so here we go right here. All right, so Darren Howard, Terrell Smith, Tootin Rays, Austin Wheatley, Chad Morton, Mark Bolger. That wasn't bad, but y'all let him out the door. I mean, hey, look, he was pretty good for the Rams. Michael Hawthorne, Sherrod Gideon, and Kevin Hauser. Now, for the exception of Mark Bolger and Darren Howard, this is who you bring. What are we doing, man? What are we doing? This is somebody that you bring in to be one of your advisors, right? To help with the draft process, to help with the general manager, day-to-day operations, what have you, right? Those are the guys that you brought in. But let's see. Let me go back and see, because I don't want to just poo-poo on the guy, right? So he was the general manager of the Miami Dolphins from 2005 to 2007. So let's see. Let me pull this up. Miami Dolphins 2005 record. Let's bring that up. Let's see what they had. All right. Miami Dolphins 2005 record. Because I want to see. Okay, in 2005, the Miami Dolphins went 9-7. 2006, the Miami Dolphins went 6-10. 2007, the Miami Dolphins were 1-15. But this man, Lord have mercy. I'm at a loss for words, man. I'm at a loss. But these are the type of guys that like you look at these guys for consultation, right? These are the guys that you look at for consultation. Like, man, show me how to win. Show me how to win, man. Randy, please. Randy, please help me. Help me, please. Help me, Randy. Help me. Teach me how to win. What do I need to draft? You need a Michael Hawthorne. That's who you need. That's who you need right there. What are we doing? What are we doing? Like I said, Jeff Ireland had a really good draft back in 2017. But look, the man is the Sir Mix-a-Lot of the New Orleans Saints right now. He made Baby Got Back, and now he's been living off that since the beginning of the song. All right, great song. When everybody hears it, I like Rick, everybody jamming to it, right? But it's one freaking hit. What's the follow-up? Where's the sophomore album? Where is that? This man made Baby Got Back. This man made Mambo number 5. This man made Living La Vida Loca and been living off that since 2017. What in the world is going on? What is happening, man? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why we just can't call a spade a spade? Why can't we just call a spade a spade? Why can't we just call a spade, bro? Cut your losses. You will gain so much respect from Saints fans. Respect you think that you would lose by just cutting your losses. You know what, Mickey? We ain't get it right next time, man. But hey, man, we got you, big dog. At least you learn from it, man. We'll get it right. Unbelievable. Stevie Wonder asking Ray Charles how to teach him how to draft. That's what we're doing, TJ. Oh, man. The blind leading the blind. I got you. T30 Saints got a win coming Sunday against the Panthers. Jameis coming for revenge against D8 on the 17th. TJ, do you think we draft a quarterback next year? If you're picking in the top 5, absolutely. You should draft a quarterback. Abso-freaking-lutely. You should draft. But, the New Orleans Saints, with the 6th pick of the 2025 NFL draft, the New Orleans Saints select Jordan Tillman, defensive end, Portland State. Jordan Tillman was a really good player. He was a 4-year captain of his team. He was a Boy Scout who rescued a cat from a tree. What a great human being. He was seen outside right before he got drafted, shaking the hands of everybody in his community. Jordan, can we have a word with you? Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hold on. Let me button my shirt all the way to the top, sir. Let me button my shirt all the way to the top. I'm on camera, sir. I want to be presentable. Okay, Jordan, you got drafted by the New Orleans Saints. What can you bring to the table? Well, sir, I think I could bring maybe 1.5 sacks per year. The New Orleans Saints, they invested in me. So I'm going to make sure that I try to do my best to make sure that, I get at least a half of a sack in year 2. And maybe everybody's questioning my ability in year 3. I need to be just like the New Orleans Saints need me to be, which is underachieving like most of the draft picks that come before me, sir. Jordan, we noticed that you were giving out styrofoam cups of water to everybody, even though they weren't thirsty. But can you tell us what did the New Orleans Saints say? Did you think they were going to draft you? Well, no, not really, sir. Honestly, my agent told me that I wasn't even going to be drafted at all. But be drafted with the 6th pick of the draft, I mean, I could really turn some things around for my family, and I really do appreciate the New Orleans Saints for taking such a huge gamble on me. Jordan, in your final season, you were the team captain. Yeah, but your team, they didn't win any games. They went 0-13. What can you say about that? Well, I mean, right after I tore my ACL at the beginning of the season, I was looking up and saying, Lord, why did this happen to me? But, I just think that it just came full circle because the Saints drafted me with the 6th pick. I mean, I know that more than likely I won't be able to play in 2025. It will be more 2026. But I think that I have something to offer the team, which is that 1.5 sack that I put out there in 2026. Jordan, I know you're very busy, passing out adopted dogs, adopting all these dogs. Are you going to bring them to New Orleans with you? Well, I think I will bring them to New Orleans with me, but I want to make sure that I give at least one of them away to the kid down the street. He was eyeing the German Shepherd that I had, and I'm going to surprise him now that I got drafted. I'm going to let him take care of it, and I'm going to go bring the dog to him along with some pedigree and a couple dog dish and a water bowl. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you. That's what we talking about right here. That's what it is. That's what we gonna get. Jordan Tillman from Portland State, with a torn ACL, ain't gonna play the 2026, and when he does, everybody all excited for 1.5 sack. That's what they gonna do. That's what they gonna do, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody gonna be just like I was at that Planet Fitness that night. I'm talking about, man, I was going in on the treadmill. When I was like, man, I got some time, man, on the treadmill. I'm like, the Saints jumped up. I'm like, oh, snap. They about to get Lamar Jackson. I remember where I was. The TV ain't even in the right place no more at the Planet Fitness. It was if everybody goes to Planet Fitness, like they got like that back part where they have like the little, strength ropes and stuff like that and all that. They had a TV on the wall. And I'm like up there, man. I'm like, I got my hands in my pocket. I'm sweating like they about to call my name. When them boys drafted Marcus Davenport over Lamar Jackson. First off, I said, who? And secondly, I was like, unbelievable, man. I got off the treadmill for that. And now that he did absolutely nothing in the Saints uniform for the most part, I can truly say I got off the treadmill for absolutely nothing. So thank you very much, New Orleans Saints, for messing up my cardio that night. Now, you're looking at Lamar Jackson just tear the league up. Only had one loss in his entire career to an NFC opponent. And a 2-time league MVP. Meanwhile, you need a classifying, a magnifying glass, a bighorn, and a treasure map to find out where the hell Marcus Davenport is in the NFL. DA is frozen. Save a lot of burgers you get for folks that don't bring nothing to the cookout. Great value. Look, man, some of them great values be tasting good. He ain't even great value, man. They ain't even great value. I don't even want to disrespect great value like that. Great value has fed several people throughout the years. Now, I don't know what he is. I don't know what he is. I don't even want to disrespect great value like that. They're gonna draft a punter and put him at right tackle. Blue, hey, check. young lady. Hot girl. Then they're gonna be like, I just don't understand. I don't understand why he didn't work out. Could it be the fact that he was a punter, sir? No, like I mean, when you're drafted, we seen the upside in him. He had really good hands. He had really good feet. Maybe because he was a punter, sir. That doesn't matter. And maybe it's the fact that he's undersized, sir. He's maybe like 100 pounds lighter than you need to be for offensive tackle. It doesn't matter. We'll make it work. That's the New Orleans Saints. We're going to make it work. We're going to make this thing work. Lamar tearing the league up in there. I won't laugh. I won't. This is not funny that he's injured. It's funny that they just had it. They had it, man. Stupid, just stupid. Thought Breed was going to play till he's 60 years old. Davenport on IR again, this time with Detroit. Well, he'll probably be back for the playoff. Mahomes and Jackson was right there for the Saints to pick up, but ended up getting Davenport. B. Curio, hello, welcome. Shouts out to my mom in the chat. Says, Dennis Allen is an amazing coach. I love his energy and enthusiasm he brings to the locker room. We should extend the amazing coach best in the league. Shouts out to the Falcon fan right there that disguising themselves as a Saints fan. But for that, I got to give you a man needs to go. G.O. TJ, do you remember Ricky Williams bet the whole draft? Yeah, I remember that. I definitely remember that. How can you forget it? The dumbest decision in history. And this man smoking a cigar afterwards. Like he did so. Ricky Williams out there doing interviews with his helmet on, suffering from anxiety, turf toe, all type of injury, Master P fleecing the boy, worst contract in history. Lord have mercy. I hope the Superdome is mostly empty for the rest of the season. Then he can look past that result. He gonna blame it on the economy like he did. Everybody out voting it. They ain't gonna be here. Man, miss me with that. They say they are so desperate for some running back help. Groupie may go for a few carries. Hand off the groupie. I'll say it to you, TJ. It's not funny that he's injured, but it's funny that he's injured. I get it. I get what you're saying. I wish the man could have success in his career, but it just don't seem like it's gonna happen. Ivan needs to be timed out for trolling the Saints. No Atlanta fans allowed in here. Look, man, we invite Falcon fans up in here, man. I ain't got no problem with no Atlanta Falcon fan. They know what it is, man. They know what it is. As long as they're being respectful. I expect for fans of other teams to come in, especially a team winning. Look, man, we got to be able to take it if we can dish it, man. We got to. Like, as long as you ain't being mad, disrespectful, talking about, like, I draw the line with Katrina jokes. I don't like that kind of stuff. Because you got people that lost their lives. I have friends that lost their lives in that. People got family members that lost their lives in that. Like just putting jokes out there about that, like that's to me, that right there is the deal breaker for me. But other than that, I mean, brag about your team. I ain't got no problem with that. Because trust me, if the Saints was beating the brakes off the NFC South, I'll be talking noise too. Man, we curse. I'm convinced now. Nah, we just got bad management, man. Don't want to call a spade a spade. Oh, let's see. Mickey better look past his money because it's going to stop flowing. Yep, I believe that. He's saying his new theme song should be called Win Under New Management. The Mickey Howard Saints remix. Man, this team is a joke right now. DA and Loomis is the hot dogs and hot gumbo. It's pretty bad, man. But like I said, all you can do is just laugh, man. The Truth Hurts, thank you very much for $5. Said TJ, you and Big Q doing a way better job than our Saints right now. Look, man, Big Q, Shouts out to him. Does an amazing job on his channel, man. The investigative reporter that he is right there. He does his thing, man. I was listening to Big Q while I was cutting my grass the other day, man. Like that man is like very underrated as a personality, man. And he be dropping gems too, but yeah, man, it ain't funny. It ain't funny, man. Like the way that this team is structured, it just makes you laugh now. How they just, I don't know, man. It's like my son, right? So I'll tell y'all this joke. So Paxton is learning how to play hide and seek. My son, for those that don't know, he's 5, right? And so he is like hiding behind stuff that is in like plain sight. And he yells out, "Daddy, come find me." And he peeks from behind these different objects that he's hiding behind to see if I'm looking for him. That's kind of like what the New Orleans Saints are doing. Like they think that we don't see them, but it's pretty obvious, right? Now you'll play around like, "Where's Paxton? Man, Paxton, where you at, buddy? Where you at? I can't find you, buddy." But obviously, he's behind the curtain. Obviously, that he's behind the couch, right? He's basically hiding in plain sight. That is what the New Orleans Saints are doing. They are hiding in plain sight. But I don't even want to disrespect my son because even he does a better job than what they're doing right now. Everybody can see that y'all fumbling the bag right now. Everybody can see that. We all can see it. But it's just funny that they think we don't. Olympus is not falling, ladies and gentlemen. I know you see the smoke and the ash. I know you see people running from this building, but don't pay that any mind, folks. This building is not on fire. Maybe tomorrow it may not be standing here, but trust me, it's here. In here. It's there. That building will be here tomorrow. It is? Yeah, you don't see the building? Them boys so delusional, they'll probably show up to the building and try to walk into building in shambles, burnt to the ground. Let me walk up in here. Sir, you know the building's on fire? No, this building isn't on fire. What are you talking about? My office is right. What a joke. TJ, we got to go half and buy Saints team. What y'all got on it? Man, they ain't selling the team, man. That's the unfortunate thing about it. Matt Moscona went off on Mickey. Yeah, I seen that, man. That was an epic rant by my guy, man. Pac-Man, what up, nephew? Yeah, man, Paxton up there asleep, man. DA is punching the air right now. I mean, hunching the air right now. Winston about to ball out. Mickey has been filming too many Disney movies. Man, watch Remember the Titans on repeat. Matt Moscona versus Mike T at WrestleMania 41 bookie. What's DA overall record? Man, I done lost count. What you say, 26 and 52? Thank you, Derek. Thank you for that. We'll take a few more and then we can go ahead and get up out of here, man. We done had a few more. We had a few laughs, but thank you very much to BETUS. Sign up today, get up to 150% on your first deposit, 125% on your second and third deposit, up to 2,000 of them things. Shouts out to BETUS. Use the promo code YouTube150. YouTube150. We'll talk a little bit about the Saints Carolina Panthers game later on in a week, man. Look, we already know it's Toilet Bowl 2024. I mean, it's the battle of the you suck and who sucked the worst. I mean, it's just what it is, folks. So we'll get to that, man. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. We'll break down the Saints going into this low-hanging fruit game and have DA coming up in there with smiles like he actually did something if they win. We'll get to that, man. We'll get to that. DA record is a lot to a little. I mean, you got to look beyond the record, though, man. You got to look beyond that. Look beyond the record. I mean, if you still look beyond, what do you get? Like, I'm just, I don't get it. Like, I don't know, man. I don't get it. Maybe some of y'all get it, but I don't. I don't get it. Like, what is the I'm stumbling over my words because I'm trying to find them. What has DA ever said, done? What? Like what? Like I'm not even trying to hate on this dude. Like I'm serious. What has he done? Like what? Like what is that profound statement that DA made? What is that one thing that DA has done that you could just remember? Like what has he done besides lose? Like what has he done? Like where is that message? Where's that fire? And where's that enthusiasm? Where is it? Where is it? Like, what is it about this dude? Like, I don't understand it. I don't. Like when Sean Payton went to the NFC Championship game, Saints went 10-6 in 2006. Then they had like back-to-back 7-9 seasons. I can understand it because it's like, okay, dude brought the Saints further than they ever have been in the history of their franchise. They go 7-9, 7-9 back-to-back seasons. Okay, cool. Okay, I can roll with this. I mean, it's pretty obvious, like it's pretty apparent that he can actually win. But what has he done? Like, what has he done? Like, what is that message? Where's that speech? Where's that energy? Where's that Mike Tomlin type enthusiasm? Where is it? What are you looking at? I think, like, honestly, I just think that dude keeping his man around because it makes him feel more powerful. You can't do that stuff with Sean Payton. You can't do that with him. Dennis, move over. Okay. Dennis, move over again. All right. Dennis, move over there to the other side of the room. Okay. What? You ain't doing that with no Sean Payton, man. I'm starting to believe that, bro. Like I honestly believe that. Maybe because he's everything Sean Payton is not, and it makes Mickey Loomis feel empowered. Or maybe Mickey just wants to show that he can actually win without Sean. But, bruh, the emperor has no clothes. The emperor has no clothes. Everybody can see. Everybody can see you, Mick. Everybody know that it wasn't you. I don't know if it really is the toilet bowl or the tragic bowl at this point. Man, we was on NFC South Roundtable, and we were doing like the show that's going to premiere in a couple days. And me and Clay, shouts out to Clay. Like we basically like, man, no, you can have the win. No, you can have the win. No, you can have the win. You know, like it's sad, bro. It's sad that you got individuals out here that want the Saints to lose. So the organization has no choice but to go in a different direction. After everything you have seen shows you that you need to go in a different direction. It's like, bro, look, man, here it is right here. Here's water. No, I don't want to drink it. Man, but I'm so thirsty. Bro, the water is right here. Man, I see, but I'm so thirsty, man. Man, I'm so thirsty. Drink the water, man. I'm so thirsty, man. Man, where's the water? The water is right here, man. It's right here. It's right here for you, man. Right here in front of your face. You got to force an organization to fire a guy that's incompetent. All right. I know this ain't, this is completely like way out. Like the comparisons are not even remotely like relatable. But I'm just going to use this for an example. This is how Saints fans feel. Back in the days during the civil rights movement, people wanted the entire world to kind of see what's going on in the South, right? So they used to have like these different protests, and they would have these protests and they would bring television cameras out there. They would bring those television cameras out there so they can actually see how Black people, were subjected to, like all this different type of abuse when they wanted equal rights. And they put it in front of the television so people can cling at people's heartstrings and be like, dang, we need change, man. We need some change. Completely different stratosphere. But the reason why I'm using that is that's basically what Saints fans are feeling right now. They feel like the revolution has got to be televised in order for us to create change. It is sad, man. It is sad. It is sad, man. It's sad. Like you basically are trying to force the hand of the organization because they don't want to do what needs to be done. It's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Saints act like they are the only team that has injured players on it. Can't even coach the rest of the team up to deal with it. And that's the problem right there. I done seen Sean Payton go out there with 4 undrafted guys and Drew Brees throw 4 touchdowns. I done seen, even though they lost the game, I seen Luke McCown, or was it Josh? I can't remember. Whatever one played for the Saints, go for 319 yards against the Carolina Panthers and was a Brandon Cooks back of the end zone, Josh Norman athletic leap away from winning that football game. I've seen the Saints win a game with Taysom Hill, who was throwing deep passes like punts. I've seen the New Orleans Saints win games they had no business winning. I've seen the New Orleans Saints go out there with no starting cornerbacks. I think they end up getting like Pierre Warren off the street and beat the Tennessee Titans. I seen Jordan Love go down and Malik Willis come into the game and have Malik Willis looking like he can actually be the starting quarterback of the Packers with Matt LaFleur. All I'm saying is you have been a coach for a total of what? 5 years total? 5? If something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And you still up here talking about how you got out coached? What are we talking about, man? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? But I want to say thank you all for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. Hope everybody had a good time on the show. Shouts out to everybody in the chat making the show what it is. Shouts out to everybody at home. Hope you enjoyed it as well. We got 436 people watching this through across several platforms. I thank you for that. Could have been anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me, and I appreciate it. And I will also appreciate if you hit that like button. Please hit the like button. Let everybody know how much you enjoy the State of the Saints podcast. We'll be back later on in the week to talk a little bit about the Saints versus Carolina Panthers game. I am going to go to the game, man. You know, despite the fact of the Saints not being good, my wife was nice enough and kind enough and loved me enough to be able to give me those tickets, man. So I'm going to go out there and stomach this ridiculous football game. But we will be having, footage and coverage and all that other stuff that going to be available leading up to the game. I mean, man. Now, think about this, man. I got tickets to go to a football game with my favorite football team, and it's like I'm about to head to the funeral. Like, man. But anyway, oh my goodness. Previous episodes available on youtube.com. Also, check out the NFC South Roundtable that is available. We come on every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Also, you can check out the secondary channel of the Gumbo Pod Sports Podcast. And you can follow me on X at TJYJones8. And for all those that didn't check out this show live, probably checking it out later, just want to say, shots out to the After Show, boys.
Shots out, shots out, shots out, shots out, shots out to the After Show, boy. Shots out, shots out, shots out, shots out, shots out to the After Show, boys. They be tweeting and be posting, they be tweeting and be posting, they be tweeting. Yeah, them After Show boys, they be tweeting and be posting, they be tweeting and be posting, they be tweeting. Yeah, them After Show boys.
Shouts out to all the after show boys and after show girls out there. I really do appreciate it. But before I go, man, earlier in the week, we lost a pioneer, man. We lost a pioneer, a pillar of New Orleans. Now, if you're from New Orleans, you know this individual. He woke you up every morning, especially if you were my age, on WWL Channel 4, Mr. Eric Paulson. This one right here hurt, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, the loss of Ed Daniels hurt, but Eric Paulson, the loss of Eric Paulson, this one definitely hurt. Because Eric Paulson is one of the main reasons, I could think of a few people that inspired me to take the career path that I'm on right now. Eric Paulson was one of them. When I was a kid, I can remember waking up in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. The first voice that I heard was Eric Paulson and the great Sally Ann Roberts. I remember Don Westbrook with the weather and the great Frank Davis in that kitchen. And I can remember like Sally and Eric cracking jokes and jokes going beyond over my head because I'm a young kid, 4 or 5 years old. But Eric Paulson was New Orleans, man. I mean, he gave us the news. He made us laugh. You know, I can remember like actually meeting him in person, how great of a person he was. You know, just you know, I was young and a kid at the time. But I felt like I met like a major star, you know, because I mean, it was somebody that you seen on TV. And I also can remember that was not too long ago. I messaged Eric and I just told him how much, you know, he meant to me throughout the years, just watching him on the news and how it kind of directed my path. And I didn't think he was going to respond back, but he did. And he probably didn't think anything of it. Probably didn't think anything of it, man. But it meant a lot to me because when you get opportunity to be able to have a conversation with so many figures that inspired you, like when I interviewed Mike Hoss, or, you know, some of these other personalities from WWL and pillars of New Orleans, like it means a lot. And Eric Paulson meant a lot to a lot of people. So just want to say rest in peace to the legendary, and I do mean legendary, Mr. Eric Paulson.